Hey, this is Angie. I'm going to give you some modifications that you can do for P90X3 Warrior so that it's a little more doable, and just don't want you to get discouraged. The key thing is doing it to your pace and to your abilities, and don't give up. So if you have to pause it or just take a break while they're going through the video without pausing it, whatever you need to do that, and don't get discouraged because it'll get easier each week. So here we go. A warm-up, he does jogging in place, and the simplest way to make that lower impact is just march in place. So instead of jogging, just marching in, okay? Make them high knees if you want to, but you can keep it low impact that way. He also does jumping jacks for the warm-up, and you don't have to do full impact. You can just do side-to-side stepping to make it low impact. Next one is on the warm-up is double knee pulls. So if you have trouble reaching to the knee for the knee pulls, feel free to just grab from the hamstring. So instead of doing pull, 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 go pull, 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 pull. Good posture, core tight. With the pigeon pulls where you're stretching your hip, it's actually like this in the video, okay? But if you have knee issues or you're concerned about your knee issues, just grab the outside of the knee so you have extra support there. And don't worry if you can't do it at the angle that they can do. So plank, sphinx, push-ups is this the first drill. So you start in sphinx. This is sphinx, so you want a flat back, and then you go up to plank, and you alternate between those two positions, and then you do push-ups. Okay, modification is, if you want to stay on your feet, don't go as deep with the push-ups. You don't have to go as deep as they do in the video. If your core is not strong yet, do it on your knees, okay? So this would be your sphinx, back flat, core tight, and then this would be your plank, okay? And then your push-ups from this position. Speed skater is the next drill, and what you can do, essentially, he goes from speed skating like this, and then he does doubles, okay, double hops to each side. You don't have to do that double hop if you've got joint issues there, so you minimize the low impact. If you want to just make it a wider step, you can do that and still make it lower impact. Down dog crunches are done in plank, okay? You guys bring your one leg up, and then to the knee, up to the forehead, and then up to the opposite elbow. If the strength isn't quite there yet, just do it on your knees, okay? Just as good, and you can still work your core that way. Make sure your back stays nice and flat. Side lunge, jump shot, okay, instead of jumping high, okay, just make it a small, you don't even have to clear the floor, and you don't have to reach as far down as they do, okay, you can just go to the knee or just to the waist level if that's more comfortable, okay, and then you can progress to reaching down gradually to the knee and below. Okay, elevator push-ups. Full version is like this in a plank. You've got bottom floor, second floor, and then top floor, and it has you switching between the different heights. Modification, if you want to stay on your feet, just keep it a smaller range of motion at the elbow. You don't have to go as far down as they do. Your bottom floor can be right here, and then your middle can be up a little bit, and then the top can be all the way up. Your bottom floor doesn't have to be all the way down here. The next modification from that is doing it from your knees. So top floor, middle floor, and bottom floor. And again, you can modify the bend in the elbow. It does not have to be as much as they do in the video. Double uppercut sprawls. You have a punch, 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 down, and then come up. Punch, 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 down, and come up. Modification, punch, 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 and just step down, walk through it. Okay? Punch, 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 like that. It does not have to be a jump down and a jump back up. Okay, so roller boat. It's a core exercise. And what you do is roll and then you go up to a V position. Okay, you want to keep your chest up and your core tight. If you're not ready for here, you can do a bent knee position, okay, or you can even put your leg out like that, like this, and work up toward, you know, one leg, then two legs, knees bent to knees up straight. Make sure you keep your core tight and your back flat. So modifications are like this or like this. The one leg jump squats, their modifier actually does a jump, okay, but her jump is very little. She's got 1 foot on the floor for balance. The full version would be touching the floor, then jumping, and then touching the floor. More modification, you just stay on the floor. And if you need to increase the intensity, just go faster than they do without clearing the floor. Another thing, just make sure your knee does not go beyond your toes with those jumps, especially if you're trying to reach lower to the floor. It gets a little easier for your knee to go beyond your toes, and that can put too much strain on the knee. So just be careful with that. Thumbs up push-up. You start out in plank, okay? And then you do the right leg, or right arm and left leg, thumbs up, okay? Modification on your knees, and then on your knees when he switches sides. Back is still tight, or core is still tight, and back is still flat. And you can progress toward push-up, okay? Push-up, and you can do a combination, and then eventually work toward the full version. Next, he does elbow over the top elbow sprawl. So he's got elbow over the top elbow, and then sprawl. Okay. Again, it's just like the other sprawl. You just step through where you go to the burpee. So it's elbow over the top elbow, and then just walk it back. Elbow, elbow, and walk it back, and then progress toward elbow, elbow, and then jumping back. All right, Pfeiffer scissor twist, the full version. Legs off the floor. You're reaching toward the outside of the opposite foot and then switching. Modification, bottom leg on the floor, okay, and doing it that way until you've got the core strength to keep both legs off the floor. Okay, and what you can do is extend how far out your leg is as you get stronger. Warrior squat lunges. So you start out with one fist like this, and then you go to that position. So it's almost like a jump squat. Low impact. To take it out, just keep that planted foot down. Okay, so the opposite side would be reach to the opposite foot. Okay. Then low impact would be this, like that. And make sure your knee does not go beyond your toe. And then you can progress toward the jumps, or you can start out with just reaching to your knee and progress to reaching further to the floor. Another thing with those, make sure your back stays straight. So you don't want to be doing kind of like this, okay? You want to make sure you're bending at the hips and the knees and not at the waist, okay? So it's this and not this. Super burpee, the full version is push up, knee, push up, knee, push up, and then a jump. Modified, push up, knee, knee, push up, and then come up. Or you can even modify it more, just push up, knee, knee, and then come up. Next modification would be on your knees, and then come up. Okay, on your knees, and then come up. Okay, so you can build on it on different ways, whether you're adding more push-ups before coming up or not. Okay, one of the last drills is the think drill. So essentially it's like a football drill. If you're not able to do the quick feet like that, just make sure you can just do marches, and you can really try to get some speed with the marches. Okay, keep it low impact, or you can just do marches in place, no jumping really. So that's how you can modify the think drill. Also with the think drill, if they reach all the way to the floor when you do the set before you start the next run, you don't have to. Just go to your knee if that's what's comfortable for you. So high intensity like this, then reach to the knees is fine. And then he does a final sprint. Of course, the sprint would be like this. Low impact, just march it as fast as you can, core tight. Next is abronome. Looks like this. Okay, keeping your feet toward you and then coming down at an angle. If this is too much, just bend your knees. Okay, and you can work up to straightening your legs. The key is trying to keep your hips at 90 degrees and your core tight. Spider-Man squats, you are reaching to the floor, okay, with each hand reaching in front toward the floor. It's a jump, but you can just step through, or you can just reach to the shin. Okay, your own pace. As you get better, you can just start with the leap, and then as you get better, start reaching lower. Next he has you reaching, turning all the way around front and back. Okay. Again, you don't have to reach or do the jumps. You don't have to reach to the floor. Just reach to the knees is fine. Just make sure your knees don't go beyond your toes and your core stays tight. Burn out. So you're having a slow reach to the floor and then exploding up. Slow reach to the floor, exploding up. Avoid the jump if you need to. So you reach floor down as controlled as you can, and then keep it low impact. Okay? You don't have to jump to get a really good workout. Or you can just rock up onto your calves a little bit, but without clearing the floor. So those are some of the modifications that you can do with P90X3 Warrior. You just want to make sure that your core is always tight, you've got good posture, and making sure your knees, you're soft on your knees, and making sure they're not going beyond your toes. Of course, if you've got any specific joint issues, make sure you talk to your healthcare provider to have that checked out. If you feel like you can't continue, you shouldn't be causing pain or joint pain. Muscles should be burning, but shouldn't be causing any joint pain. So message me if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to help you. See ya.